Join myself. Hold on. Yo, that's right. Wait, I don't know how to make the private on PS5. How to make it?
By now, officers were certain they had a murder on their hands. The interest in the body, the bloody knife, and the presence of gasoline all point to one thing. This wasn't just a killing, but a calculated act where the victim had likely been tortured for hours. With this in mind, officers would return to question Jamie, the man who had originally called 911, and what Jamie reveals would soon lead investigators directly to the killer. Before we continue, it's worth noting that tragedies like these could affect any of us. Take Yvette Torrance. She was walking home from work in Philadelphia when a truck struck her without warning. Morgan & Morgan fought for her in court and won her nearly $12 million. If you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. With over 1,000 attorneys, Morgan & Morgan will fight to give you the best results if you become their client. And unless you win, they do it all for free. Just the past few months, Morgan & Morgan has
I'm about to join right now. You want enable?
victim in Florida won a verdict worth $12 million, and another in Philadelphia
I know you on enable.
$6 million. That was 40 times more than their insurance
I'm
offers.
very not.
Got seriously injured. Your case could be worth millions. It takes only a few minutes to get out of case. You can start your claim with Morgan & Morgan by visiting www.forthepeople.com/insanity found in the description, or by scanning the QR code on the screen from your phone's camera. With that said, let's get back to the investigation. Officers were about to speak again with Jamie, one of the eyewitnesses, and he would provide them with
Yo, somebody stole one of my secrets earlier. Yeah. I don't think nobody stole it.
Trippi troppi troppa trippa.
Yo, let me hold down some secrets so I can play in my base for this steady thing, right? So little niggas can click on my shit. I'm gonna give him back. Where to go?
La vacca Saturno Saturnita. Dul dul dul.
What? Which one?
According to Jamie,
Yo,
Jesse McDonald had attacked another man
steady.
with a hatchet earlier that day.
Black hole goat.
But were unable to locate or confront Dusty at the time. While this incident was concerning, it wasn't enough on its own to establish Dusty as a primary suspect. Eventually, officers had gathered enough statements to justify bringing Dusty in for questioning. All as police began searching for Dusty, other officers on scene would sit down with the two 911 callers to piece together a timeline. According to them, the day had started with unsettling signs that something was off.
So I walked down. I see my brother going down. I said, "Sit out, sit out, yes, I down there." I know that.
Based on these witness accounts, officers now have a fairly detailed picture of what might have unfolded just hours earlier. As for the lead suspect, Dusty had dropped a name one of the officers happened to be familiar with.
Come get your shit back.
By now, it was clear Dusty had likely been involved in the murder, with Jamie and Robinson and piecing together the sequence of events leading up to the brutal killing.
Okay, hold on. Any bad screenshots?
They called 911 claiming agents in a slashed and sent for the machete while searching for a man named James.
Black hole goat.
Later that afternoon, Dusty managed to find James. He still hearing barking from the camp.
Spins, blood.
They saw James wrestling and yelling. It didn't appear to be anything more.
Shit's tough. I fly and take it on my PlayStation now.
Hours would pass, and nobody had heard from James. Robert and Jamie began to worry and decided to go looking for him. And that's when they found a blue tarp covering James's lifeless body. Nearly all witness accounts lined up perfectly with this timeline of events, making the next step for officers clear to arrest Dusty and bring him
You can take it back.
Fortunately, since officers had located him earlier that day, they already had Dusty's address. Soon after, they surrounded the house, ready to move in.
Coco fanto elefanto.
Huh?
She get bad.
Dusty's behavior would be bizarre from the start, immediately insisting that James tried to set him on fire and that the officers, quote, already know what happened down there. Whether he's trying to claim self-defense or it's just completely unhinged is anyone's guess.
Sturdy. Now I just gotta sit here, gang. You got weed?
With supposedly out in custody, officers concluded the disturbing on-scene investigation and began preparing for interrogation. If Dusty was their killer, given what had been done to the victim's body, it led to someone deeply disturbed, and suspicion would soon be confirmed. By now, Dusty had already raised serious concerns. It slashed Rick's tent and threatened him until he multiple witnesses had just
That's me?
seen him argue with James hours before.
That's not me, Mud.
However, despite how clear things
Yeah.
seemed, there was one major complication. Dusty was claiming self-defense. He alleged that James had thrown gasoline on him and threatened to set him on fire. This wasn't a claim detectives could easily dismiss, especially given the distinct smell of gasoline at the scene, meaning there was a possibility he could get away with his crime. Even though it's clear who's behind the murder at this point, Dusty's story now carries a shred of credibility. Detectives have one goal: to break that story, either by disproving his self-defense claim using witness statements or, ideally, by getting a confession. Either way, the investigation is about to get a lot more complicated. To move forward, detectives start by bringing in people from the encampment who knew Dusty well and interacted with him regularly. If Dusty had a pattern of violent behavior, these individuals were most likely to have seen it firsthand.
My goal here is to kind of get from your perspective how what you saw, what you heard, and it's really been tough moving all like crossword. I was consistent. All from maybe not the college, from a leg down, I get down, now I'm back. I'm fucked up. Got down $62 now. Yeah.
Rick explains that Dusty often offered showers and laundry to homeless individuals in the area, sometimes charging a small fee. This catches the attention of detectives. These seemingly generous acts may be a part of a larger pattern of manipulation, a way for Dusty to assert control over the homeless community. It's a detail that can support their efforts to build a stronger case against him.
I'm actually get along with the lady in the shower. And all these things about keeping people for those reasons and stuff. I was all this strange stuff that he was getting for this all this truth and all this stuff there. That's pretty easy to do with that. Like, now you have a chance to get a shower. That's his way of protecting friends or something. And I didn't say.
Dusty lives in a house near the homeless camps, a property owned by his grandfather. At first, much like Rick, Busby describes Dusty as someone who seems generous, allowing members of the homeless camp to use his home for basic amenities. As investigators continue interviewing members of the homeless community, a more troubling picture of Dusty begins to emerge. He has a history of strange and violent behavior marked by paranoia and delusions. However, officers face a challenge. The interviews so far have been too vague, highlighting patterns of behavior, but lacking concrete details to build a solid case. This leads detectives back to Jamie, the original 911 caller, the clearest recollection of events so far, and he's able to offer meaningful insight into who Dusty really is.
That's very much my role here and all that. It's just kind of, again, your perspective, your thing, what you saw, what you observed. That's the state. Loud encouragement. Yeah.
Dusty had a reputation as a bully who routinely harassed the homeless community. No one expected his behavior to escalate to cold-blooded murder. His so-called generosity, offering his home for showers and laundry, masks a deeper need for control and manipulation. The same people he claimed to help were also the ones he intimidated and threatened, revealing an alarming sense of power and superiority. In the end, this contradiction may have set the stage for murder. When Dusty was brought in for questioning, his demeanor was strangely calm. At this point, he seems to believe that he is seen as a victim of an attack by this homeless man. It didn't seem like he was in his right mind at all. Detectives were hoping to learn about Dusty's side of the story, but instead were met with, well, a lot of nonsense.
Yeah. Nah, bro, I just gotta wait now.
Throughout his interrogation, Dusty reflections in Dusty's mind. He's
Dirty.
constantly watched, monitored, and under surveillance. It's clear that without his medication, his schizophrenia is spiraling out of control.
Yo, you don't got 4 brain rot gods you don't want, man? Said you don't need to make space in your base? Word, so you're not trying to give them out? Said word, so you're not trying to give them out? I need some of those, my boy.
Dusty seems to believe he's outsmarted the cops, thinking he's there to provide valuable intel.
I'm not, but I still want them.
But he will soon find out that he's actually a suspect in the cold-blooded murder of an innocent man.
Hey, nigga, you already took my fucking space, bro.
Oh, you that right.
I should give you the most money, bro.
You that could have got that back in blood just now.
Listening closely to Dusty's words, it seems as if he's openly admitting to the murder. Although his statement is scattered and unclear, it gives detectives the impression that he's acknowledging responsibility without fully grasping the seriousness of his actions. But Dusty's bizarre admissions wouldn't stop there, as he continues rambling incoherently.
Yo, what are you playing, game?
He's doing a different brain rot shit.
Nah, I'm weak. We gotta play anime brain rot game. Yo, I'm trying to steal this nigga shit. I don't got enough money.
I never thought it would be something like that, but go on.
While Dusty's ramblings could be interpreted as an admission that James was his first murder, the statement is buried in a mix of delusions about retinoids, his photographic memory, and other incoherent claims. The detective picks up on this and pushes further, trying to separate fact from fiction in Dusty's fractured account.
We didn't verify everything that I just see elsewhere. And I'm trying to tell you this. I know you're not mad at me. That's just, I don't want you to think that's you need to look at your personality is so forgetful. I know that, but I don't want you to think I'm certainly not there. That we're
Dusty claims he's not mad and that people don't understand how he communicates. This shows he might have a twisted view of himself, possibly because of paranoia, delusions, or mental illness. What's strange is how calm and relieved Dusty seems. Most guilty people would be nervous or scared during an interrogation, but Dusty is different. He seems to still believe he's the victim and doesn't grasp the seriousness of his actions. Instead of taking responsibility, he thinks people just don't understand him. This becomes even clearer when Dusty asks one final question to the detective.
Will I be able to go home? I'm going to figure that out. Yeah, because is our going to them or we're going down to Dana? We're going to have to figure that kind of how this thing happens. Yes. But I'm hoping to talk about it. Still got that.
After this bizarre exchange, the detective had heard enough to know it was time to wrap up the interrogation. Dusty's lack of remorse and distorted grip on reality made it clear that we're dealing with someone who didn't fully understand the weight of his actions. According to the pathology report, the victim, James Leighton Decker, was subjected to horrific torture before his death.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, man?
Blunt force trauma, including cuts, bruises, and fractures to his face, nose, ears,
What's up, man? You see, we doing a Stealabrainrot giveaway, man. At 100 subscribers, I'm giving away the free Brainrot God with Seeker.
Suggesting he had been strangled. His torso displayed several broken
You
ribs,
see
and
what's going
internal
on,
bleeding
man.
was found in his chest and abdomen. One of the most disturbing details from the report was that James had been exposed to gasoline. His skin had begun to slough off in areas, and a strong smell of gasoline was found on his arms, thighs, and hands. Gasoline was also detected in his lungs and stomach, indicating he had inhaled and swallowed it before he died. This made the murder even more gruesome. Dusty was processed for forensic evidence and transported to the Leon County Detention Facility. The witness statements, his vague confession, and the forensic evidence from the scene were enough to formally charge him. Dusty McDonald was charged
Babyface Zion, man. My name is Babyface Zion.
This case remains ongoing.
I'm gonna go into a private server real soon, so going into a private server real soon.
Indulge in the rich flavor of cookie butter and Paris baguette. Enjoy pastries, decadent cakes, and layered macchiatos with the flavor of cookie butter bliss in every bite and sip. Stop in or order online at parisbaguette.com.
Adding you back right now, man. I'm adding you back right now.
At the home of Keith and Amber Zotto. Amber's mother, Betty, had called 911 earlier that day, asking officers to check on her daughter. Amber hadn't responded to any calls or messages in 2 days, and Betty feared the worst. The officers arriving at the scene initially expected a routine missing persons call, but what's said inside the house would be far more twisted and disturbing than anyone could have imagined.
Tell me over here. I got the dog, miss. It's retail time.
Yo, go into a private server real quick.
They encounter something strange. Only Keith
You heard?
and Amber's children answer the door, claiming their parents are gone and they don't know when they'll be back. This alarms the officers, so they decide to
Niggas
call
keep trying to take my
person
shit.
who originally dialed 911, hoping she can shed some light on the situation. Betty reveals to officers what quickly transformed this simple welfare check into one of the town's most disturbing mysteries
private?
yet.
Hello?
I'm doing it. This is me. I'm outside. She died here in things,
to the kids. What's your relation to
yeah, bro, she's doing out me things I didn't even say, bro. Like literally, I told her this is work. She just told the master, she's like, what are you saying? I'm like, bro, I'm not saying, I didn't say shit.
You know you keep running your lips when you get back in your room, gang.
And she told him when while I was doing this was me. I was not sitting up there. I was just
Alright, bro, run a private.
I'm in the private right
What I'd
now.
like to do is start where we always start, and that's the last place she was seen. I don't want to ask these kids for permission to go in the house, so I may have to call your son-in-law, talk to him on the phone, and see if he'll give me permission to go inside.
Betty would mention that she had been to the house earlier that day and noticed a few strange details. Amber's car was still in the driveway of the home, and her phone was left inside the house, as well as all of her credit cards and important documents. These minute details would prove to be much more important later on. Shortly after this call, Betty and her husband Ronald arrived at their daughter's home to meet with the police. It's here where Betty revealed what she believed really happened to her daughter.
And she could have simply just told me, oh, get out the shit real quick. Or because she got an attitude and she would be like, come and if you don't do these fucking dishes, then I'm not eating in my house for the rest of the day. I'm just like, alright. Yeah, and she just saying they just mad. They just fucking on this like, bro. That's the first thing she said to me. Tell you, she just bugging out. Like, I'm not even doing it.
Is there any problem with that, or is it just?
She's like, if you don't like it, then go live with your grandmother. She always says this, and I constantly remind her, if I go live with my grandmother, then who's gonna go to do all the 1,000 things you need done in 1 hour? And then she just shut up, yeah. Like, she's talking nice,
I'm not gonna jump any conclusions, but I'm gonna try to put a kind of a piece of timeline and kind of behaviors both too.
According to Betty, the family typically had dinner together on the weekends, and although Keith and Amber occasionally argued, things never turned physical, at least not to her knowledge. But with no parents home, officers still couldn't legally enter the residence, so they continued speaking with Betty, hoping she'd reveal something that could explain Amber's sudden disappearance. Betty explained that Amber was
Black hole goat.
volunteering in her children's elementary school as the treasurer of the
and then
organization, around town knew her as a family first mother, spending most of her time with her children. That's why Amber's disappearance was so puzzling.
La vacca Saturno Saturnita.
To spontaneously leave her kids alone. But this confusion would only heighten when Betty showed officers that made the kids see the forms suggesting Amber
Well, let me hold it down just for me a little bit.
The note Betty had discovered earlier read in part.
You see, this one was your strongest, right?
And all the horrible thoughts you think of me, I have always had in my mind. Make sure my mom has to identify my
Oh, I can let you out. Let me let you out. Yeah.
Without me.
She's my other string bro.
The note appears as a tragic, heartfelt goodbye, Amber seemingly detailing years of self-doubt, despair, and emotional pain. But something about this note didn't align with what police knew about Amber. According to her mother, whenever Amber and Keith fought, Amber always stayed at her parents' house and had never just disappeared. Certainly not without contacting her family first.
I just did.
Her daughter had a history of self-harm, ideation, and emotional struggles that tone sounded off, especially the disturbingly specific instructions for her own mother to identify a rich, seemed
You ain't never met nobody more steady than her.
These unusual details hinted at the chilling possibility that the note wasn't exactly what it appeared.
My mom act like that, gang. Yes, you do, gang. You know for a fact my mom act like that, boy.
Officers decided to speak with Betty again, based on all the oddities found in his note.
Rage be at his fighters. Yo, you still ain't mad at my shit now, gang? So what you want, man? Give me my shit back. The Sammy shit. This one, gang. This one is mine, gang. This one is mine, gang. Give me my shit back, gang. Alright.
That shit look bad.
Nigga crazy. About to spike my blunt.
Betty would also find out she
I'll play that shit out.
anything to do with Amber's disappearance. At this point, nothing makes sense. So, without any further clues, officers decided to move to the next step in their investigation, searching the property. As we know, without the homeowner's permission, officers can't inside the house without a proper search warrant. Fortunately, by using the kids, they were able to get on the phone with Amber's
My mom
husband,
treat me like
hoping
shit
to
too,
get the permission they needed.
You don't understand. My mom literally talks to me like shit, treat me like shit, think of me as shit.
My mom do the same thing, man.
Is this Keith? Yes. Keith is Officer Grillen with you on place, how are you?
No, bro, it's just like, I was even a kid. She was like shit. Like, why?
Searches, the last place you were seen, and that would be your house. If they don't have a warrant and ask you for permission to go and
Yeah,
search your house, they
no problem.
Keith seemed to have no problem letting officers search his home. While one officer continued his conversation with Keith, another would immediately begin searching the property, completely unaware they were both minutes away from uncovering the horrifying truth. But before we continue, it's worth noting that covering stories like this, you realize just how much people are forced to carry. Fear, trauma, even the day-to-day burden of surviving. Sometimes that weight shows up in other ways too. Dad, do you get approached by debt? There's high interest loans, his credit card debt, or it's all the debt that's been keeping you up at night. It can be a lot quicker than you think. Imagine being debt-free, not in 10 years, but in as little as just 2 years. Think about that relief. You can finally feel free. PDS Debt are experts at making this happen. They know precisely how to negotiate with the companies you owe, strategically working to get you a resolution where you owe them significantly less and can be relieved of your debt. They listen to your unique situation to create a personalized plan that works, regardless of your credit score. There's no minimum required to see how they can help you. They tackle credit card debts, personal loans, collections, medical bills, finding the right solution to save you money and get you debt-free faster, putting you back in control. And their results speak for themselves. PDS Debt holds an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, boasts hundreds of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. That's because they've helped tens of thousands of people break free of debt. Stop living in debt. Get your free assessment and find the best option for you right now at pdsdebt.com/insanity. You're just 30 seconds away from starting to get out of debt. That's pdsdebt.com/insanity. With that said, let's get back to the investigation. One of the officers was about to search the family's home, with no idea just how close they were to discovering the gruesome scene hidden in plain sight.
Verbal consent for us to go in the house. I understand I'm going into like in a few. Because I think I'm just so many thoughts. Okay. What do we figure out? In the okay, let's start there. Yeah.
So, Keith, in the bigger picture, what's going on?
Man, me and Amber drink a lot, we fight a lot. She likes to walk away, or actually drive away, and I took her keys from her, so she couldn't drive away. She grabbed her purse, slammed her phone on the ground, and left, and I have not seen her since.
Did you actually see her leave, or you just assumed she left?
No, sir. I begged her to stay on the couch. We fought a little bit more, and I said, well, whatever, Amber, just sleep out there on the couch. I'm going inside. And I went inside. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I woke up at 9 or 10 o'clock Sunday morning. There was a letter in the tucker on the counseling table.
Has she ever threatened to hurt herself in the past, or was this? No, she has.
For the last 5 years, it's been her go-to. That's what I try to tell her grandma and grandpa, too. She does this to me all the time, almost every weekend. She'll leave, and then she won't come back till Monday or Tuesday. And then my kids get all mad at me because I let her back in.
I hope you don't mind me asking your personal questions, but is it possible she's seeing somebody else and she stays there?
Oh, for she's been for another, so that's why we fight all the time. She's been seeing somebody for about 5 years now. And we don't pay our bills. That's why we always stop, man.
Based on Keith and Betty's statements, both were aware Amber had struggled emotionally in the past, but neither realized just how serious the situation had become or how tragically wrong their assumptions would soon turn out to be.
Exactly what's the book when you found it? Right there. Okay. And you recognized her handwriting? Yeah. Okay. It's unmistakable. Have a nice day.
Okay, I'm adding everybody back right now. Well,
that always comes into play, but this particular argument was about her not paying my mortgage.
I got you, bro. I could give you the free brain rot, bro, if you really need it, bro. That's how I'm feeling, bro. Yo, bro, I got 5 niggas in here, man. My shit about to slowly go up. Yeah.
It's a fair question. Is there any chance that you're hurt her in any way?
Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna add everybody back.
Like I said, I don't remember shit. Me and Amber go through this shit all the time.
Adding everybody back right now. Just look at the pin.
She doesn't go anywhere. She does go somewhere else, but she always ends up at her mom's house.
Listening carefully to Keith's account, the officer initially found him credible as he described an argument about money, Amber's infidelity, the officer's concern grew when Keith admitted heavily intoxicated and couldn't remember if things turned physical. Suddenly, the possibility that Amber hadn't actually walked away became disturbingly real. Officers now suspected more clues were hidden inside the home. A drunken fight, maybe getting physical. Whatever happened, the answers were likely somewhere inside.
Gave me permission. I had to call my body camera, recorded it, okay? Yeah, didn't have permission to look in the house, so.
It doesn't open. It looks like it's supposed to close the list to one
Yo, I need a hold on.
As officers continued their search, their body indicated
I done fucked up.
careful not to alarm the family. Neither officers openly acknowledged it yet, but they both recognized the unmistakable stench hanging in the air, the odor of decay. At this point, the only thing they were looking for was the source of that disturbing smell.
No, I felt never mind.
Oh shit. We'll have you stay inside, please.
You added me, I'm adding you back right now.
Inside the trash can in the garage was a gun, and underneath that was Amber's decaying body with a gunshot wound to the head, discarded with the rest of the garbage. This was now a crime scene, and police immediately began to suspect that this was far from self-inflicted.
When I searched the house, it had the people that was something funky. I looked in that trash can. There was nothing in it.
What was that?
I was here about 9 a.m. Okay. There was not. I would have noticed that. Okay. The floor, the carpet, and typical smell. I feel really tired. I was at this thing. Rooms of flowers. It was not there. So somebody did. And it took this in front of the fire. Okay. So somebody.
Ah man, you been sub to me for a minute? Oh yeah, you could definitely get it. Join up right now, bro. I got you.
Strangely, although Betty had noticed the same foul odor of decay earlier, she didn't realize its implications, instead believing, or perhaps choosing to believe, that all this concern was simply because of the firearm police discovered in the trash can. Betty didn't know it yet, but her statement would soon cast serious suspicion on her, making detectives question whether she herself had played a role in Amber's death. For now, though, officers had to secure the area and move Amber's family away from the gruesome scene.
This is it. So, if you look to the, obviously there's a gun there, but if you look to you can see the foot, she weighs about 160, 170 pounds.
That's Carter. Carter started looking for open apartment. It's like not open apartment, like an apartment. That's in a whole type shit.
I told her,
Wow.
I'm calling into you,
Yeah, I'm a transfer, bro. I'm a transfer, bro. I'm in Friday. I'm living something different. Bro, Bronx 18.
I'm a geek.
I'm serious, bro. Like, I'm just. I mean, I wake up to this every day, bro. Like,
He couldn't say for certain whether his argument with Amber had turned violent, only that things had gotten heated. Much of the night was a blur, but he wasn't the only one officers considered a suspect. Amber's mother, Betty, claimed she had checked the trash can earlier that morning and had seen no sign of Amber's body or the gun. Yet, just hours later, both appeared right there in plain sight, exactly where she saw.
Borbaloni Luliloli.
Even stranger to officers was Betty's demeanor. Despite the horrifying situation unfolding around her and the possibility that her daughter had taken her own life, she remained unusually calm, at times even casual. And then there was the note, supposedly written by Amber. Its wording struck investigators as strange, too composed, almost performative. Still, in a situation as dark and desperate as contemplating suicide,
I don't understand. As an adult, how can you be so miserable and there's so much things that you can do?
Everyone's story seemed suspiciously incomplete, and anyone who was responsible
You can go to all kinds of places.
investigators started realizing that Amber's murder
Like, why would you just sit in the house?
than they initially thought.
Cause you got kids.
So,
Bro,
to
that's not easy. I'm 17, bro.
police knew they soon need to sit down with Amber's family and carefully interview each member to uncover who might be hiding something. But before doing that, officers needed to finish one crucial step: a final, thorough search of the Zotto home, carefully looking for any signs of violence or attempted cover-up. And sure enough, it didn't take long before they started noticing blood spatter throughout the house.
Yo, you got it so you got it so people can't join.
Yeah. Let me see.
Right here, well, in this Facebook thing, with the last page showing him was on top of it. No red pen.
Like, you trying to take shit?
What?
Absolutely.
Yo, you fixed it? I bet.
I love that'll be a flip. And he's going to talk a little bit about, I guess, the fight. Like, do you know why? Even though he was, but it's just her dad, and like, she likes her daddy things, and like, so he finds out, and then they just go at it, because she like tries to lie to him, but he has evidence of her doing it, and so it's like, yeah. The last Saturday is just a couple days ago. Yeah, last Friday was the last Thursday. Okay. Talked to her at all on the phone or anything? No, she came in and said dinner because my grandma was cooking dinner. She came in, everybody had dinner, and then she left, and then you were there from Friday all the way to Sunday. Okay.
After speaking with Amber's family, investigators finally had some clarity. Betty remained adamant she'd checked that trash can that morning, insisting the gun and Amber's body weren't there, which made her case seem more suspicious. Meanwhile, Amber's father, Ronald, was shocked by his daughter's death and found it was hard to believe Keith was capable of harming her. As for Amber's children, Annabelle explained they'd both been staying at their still missing.
Yo, you fixed it
Just
yet,
before they
King?
could act, they received unexpected news from Keith's sister, Susan Rutz. It turns out Keith had visited her just hours earlier. What he confessed would finally expose the horrifying truth behind Amber's murder.
I saw my brother parked up there, and so I got the dogs out. And didn't know the front door was open, just knew.
Is any brain rot guys gonna come out this shit?
That was the first thing I was thinking. I said, I love you, you're my best friend. Okay? And then I said, it's Amber that's trying to keep us apart. Okay? And he just looked at me and started crying. He said, oh my God, what did you do? Okay? And I asked him if Amber was okay. And then he looked at me and he said, you know what, I don't remember anything, okay? I just remember waking up to see her. Okay? I asked him what the hell happened to tell me what he did. He said they'd been drinking and playing all night, okay? It was over 9 I guess. He pulled me to bed and got out of the house and been foreclosed on. So, then Amber pulled out the gun. And I handed it my brother with it, and then Keith said he took it away. And it just happened like I said, he blinked his eyes, and that was it. See, I blinked my eyes too. I opened them and I stayed her on the ground.
Susan's testimony finally cleared up everything for investigators. Keith himself admitted he'd woken up from a blackout to find Amber dead and openly acknowledged a violent confrontation that spiraled completely out of control. It was now clearer than ever that Keith Zotto was at the heart of Amber's murder, and it was time to track him down. Just a couple of hours after detectives left Susan's house, police received a call they never expected. Keith Zotto had surfaced at his sister's house again, ready to surrender. By now, officers knew Keith had already killed once, and for all they knew, he was still armed and dangerous, so they came prepared. The SWAT team descended upon the location, ready to take Keith down if he made even the slightest wrong move.
Seven nine. Sorry.
Yo, you in my server, Mark? Oh, the Galaxy event is here.
Key?
The Galaxy event.
Front door. Man, come to me. I see him. Come to me. Point to me. Come to me. Hands up. Everybody hands up, please. Very good. Walk to my voice. Go hands up.
Just walk towards me, nice and easy. Okay? All right. And I will talk to you now. No, we're not. We're not. We're not going to hurt him. Okay? Walk towards me. Okay. No. Just keep walking. Walk towards this guy.
Very good. Very good.
Yo, bro, yo, do that shit again, gang. You heard?
Is that your mom, and who else is the other lady? Gotcha. Okay, man. Very good. We appreciate you coming out, bud. We'll explain it all to you, okay? Okay, buddy. Okay.
Finally, after hours of uncertainty, Keith Sodom surrendered to Aurora police without incident. He was immediately taken into custody and formally processed for the murder of his wife, Amber. Keith would go on to admit to killing Amber late Saturday night, claiming his gun accidentally went off during a drunken argument over money and infidelity. Though he insisted he couldn't remember placing her body in the trash or concealing the crime, Keith accepted responsibility for her death. However, Betty's earlier statement
This bitch just texted me saying, "Ma, remember the same bitch we was with last year?
Investigators were never able to determine why
The bitch we was with last year asked me if I'm coming outside."
In May of 2021, Keith Sodom was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole.
I did not mean to do that.
This is 20-year-old Devon Howard. Devon is sitting in a cold interrogation room alongside his 3 co-accomplices due to their suspected involvement in the brutal shooting and murder of 27-year-old Andrew Janicek. Coincidentally, all 4 claim that they had no involvement in the crime whatsoever, and in fact don't seem to take the situation seriously at all.
Where did you pick her up at?
What you need to do is spam up and like and subscribe, and you can get a free brain rot. The link is in the description. Just like, spam the like, subscribe, just spam in the chat. Free brain rot guard, secret, whatever.
To perform CPR while her friend Alyssa called 911.
Just come 911. What is the address of the emergency? I don't know. I'm just at the corner. It's like Sheridan and 20th. Some guy just got shot, and they took off in a silver 2-door Pontiac, and he's on the ground. He's like face down. Did you see the person that shot him? Did you see the person with the gun? Alexis, answer my question. Did you see the person with the gun? She said it looked like a little Mexican dude. Okay, it was just the one male in that vehicle, or did you see anyone else?
He got into the passenger seat of the car. Okay, he's hit in the chest. He got bullets in the chest. We're flipping him over to me. Hang on, he's not breathing.
Unfortunately, Andrew would pass away within minutes. Even more unsettling is that the same car model would be seen at a local gas station later that night, where everyone inside would happily buy snacks, joke, and laugh as if nothing had happened just hours prior. The footage inside the gas station would identify the occupants of the vehicle as 19-year-old Alicia Valdez, 20-year-old Caleb Vigil, and 20-year-old Devon Howard Lopez. While painting these 3 out to be killers just based on their car make is clearly premature, it's enough evidence for police to file a warrant for the arrest of the 3 suspects so they can bring them in for questioning to try and determine if the bunch had any involvement in Andrew's death. What makes this case so interesting is the amount of blatant lies and misinformation that would come out during these interrogations. You'd think that at least one of the suspects would feel guilty and confess, but everyone involved would fabricate their story and lie to lessen their perceived role in the crime. But at this point, the police have yet to apprehend any suspects. Their only lead is a lifeless body sprawled on the pavement and two shaken witnesses who made the 911 call. Police start by questioning Alexis, the witness who called the cops. Remember, this is an interview and not an interrogation, as currently Alexis is considered a witness rather than a suspect. But there is something suspicious about her that the detectives want to clarify. 3 years earlier, Alexis was charged as an accessory to murder after her boyfriend shot and killed one of his friends from the vehicle she was driving. The detective leading the interview, Nathan Geerdes, would
Everybody getting us from America out here too.
What?
That nigga Cosby in there too. I ain't kind of stupid here. Nigga posted that he's going there. Nigga posted that he's there. He posted running for something. That nigga said. It's like he wanted to go.
Nah, the bro's dead going. But I dead don't feel like going. You're banned, buddy. You can never join me again.
Why she been?
He tried to steal my brain rot. Make a new private.
I don't have to.
Wow.
Gosh. Being them? Now let me join that. He don't still in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let me join back. Alright, now let's play with this nigga first.
You're cooked. You're cooked. You tried to take my brain rot, bro. Nah, bro. Once I get to 100, bro. Nah, chat, bro. Come on, bro. You try to do me like that, bro. I try to give you a brain rot, bro. What brain rots do you got in here, bro? 3 mil, 300K, 700K, 300K, 600K.
I got an idea. Pull up to my base. I'm gonna give him a brain rot, and then we're gonna make him wait the whole.
I'm weak.
Look. Are you on mute?
My friend said he will give you a brain rot, bro. You see how much he got.
Yo, go to space. That shit locked. He's on his brain. He said yes. Okay, friend.
You can hear everything you say. You keep them out loud.
Yo, come inside the base. I'll shoot a brain rot right now. Yo, come inside my base.
Dad, let me get one. Let me get a brain rot, bro.
Nah, bro, not shoot, bro. Your man's here.
Oh.
Yo, Mark.